ho, yo, ho, a pirate life for me. Welcome back everybody, Matt and Brad here, hope you're doing well. So yes, today is the 20th anniversary of Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. It came out in July of 2003. 20 years. Old. That's the word. Old. Old, old, old. This movie is 20 years old. How? Why? When? um, I saw this movie in New York. I knew, or New Jersey, in New York. I went up to see my grandmother and uncles and aunts during the 4th of July break. I was up there for I think a week, maybe 10 days. Up there for a good, I know a solid week. And we decided to do a double feature. We were going to do Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, that just came out also that day. I can also tell you something. When they put out Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, a long-awaited sequel to Terminator 2, with Arnold Schwarzenegger returning, and they also put out Pirates of the Caribbean. That actually shows you Disney's low expectations for this movie at the time. That they're like, I do not think this movie's going to make any money. So we'll release it over the 4th of July weekend, but we got this Terminator movie coming off of one of the best action movies of all time, and sequels of all time, Terminator 2, and we also got Arnold Schwarzenegger returning. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do. But hey, if we lose, we lose. If we win, alrighty then. Well, they won. They won that weekend. So anyway, we saw Terminator 3, and then, like, for around, afternoon, or for the afternoon. And then we went and saw Pirates that night, after we had dinner. So, it was a double feature in one day. Terminator and Pirates. Which movie won? Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, is one of those stories that, like, you look at it and goes, it had all, before the movie came out, it had all the makings of a failure. Number one, based on a Disney ride. They already tried that with the Country Bears and Haunted Mansion at Disney. Both movies failed and weren't good. So right there, strike one, strike two. The pirate overall genre, swashbuckling genre, was dead. D-E-A-D. Dead. Nada. The last pirate-related movie that came out was Muppets Treasure Island. Muppets. Tim Curry. Pennywise. As Long John Silver. Was the last swashbuckling pirate movie. And that was like in the early 90s. In the 2003. So the pirate franchise genre was dead. Number 3, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was not in his career like he was in the late 80s and early 90s. I mean, yeah, he had like Sleepy Hollow in 99, but even then that was 4 years previous. Johnny Depp was not at the heights that we are used to seeing him after this movie came out. Though Johnny Depp was pretty much he was like Keanu Reeves after like the Matrix movies. Where's Keanu? And then he returned with John Wick. And then he's gotten bigger again. But there was a time where Johnny Depp was like, who? Johnny who? Johnny Depp. Johnny who? Yeah, he had a blow in 2001, but that was a rated R movie. Hard R. So it didn't make the money that you would think it would make. So Johnny Depp, like I said, was not in his career like people might think. So they had three things going against this movie. And you had actors in here that Keira Knightley was an unknown. Orlando Bloom, yeah, he was coming off the Lord of the Rings. Well, the third one wasn't even out yet. But even in that, he wasn't the main character in Lord of the Rings. You don't go, Legolas. That's the movie I want to see. I want to see a standalone Legolas movie. He's a cool character, but he barely had any dialogue in those three movies. So it was like, but when you look at Legolas, you don't imagine that's the same actor, because he looks completely different. So, and then yeah, Jeffrey Rush, but he also wasn't a huge name. And you got the director coming off of The Ring with Naomi Watts. And that's a horror film. So like I said, there were so many things going against this movie. But somehow, Disney hit it out of the park. The movie was the biggest movie of that summer. I don't think it was the biggest movie of the summer, but it was the most popular. The one that people kept talking about over and over and over and over and over again. This is the summer that you had X-Men 2, X-Men United, a new Matrix movie in The Matrix Reloaded, a new Fast and Furious movie with Paul Walker returning. This is the year you had Bruce Almighty. I mean, this is the year you had Terminator 3 with Arnold Schwarzenegger back. But this movie, you had Finding Nemo. You see my squishy? I will call you Squishy and you will be mine. You will be my Squishy. Bad Squishy. This movie took it all. Popular. Money-wise. Critically. Not that those movies... X-Men had great critics reviews. Finding Nemo had great critics reviews. But let's get the talk of the summer was this movie right here. And this movie had it all. Say writing a script is one of the hardest things to do. But not only that, when it comes to a feature-length script, in the first 10 to 15 pages, mainly 10, in the first 10 pages, you better grab your audience. If you don't grab the audience, or the person reading the script, in the first 10 pages, they take it and throw it away. It doesn't matter if 10 pages after that, it doesn't matter if by the 11th page, it all of a sudden clips and it's gold. And all the rest of the way through, it's dynamite. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you don't hook someone in the first 10 pages, 10 to 15, but mainly 10. They focus on 10. 10. And that's it. It's over. And my God, Pirates of the Caribbean, in that first 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, is screenwriting 101. Oh my God. The first 10 minutes of this movie is pure genius. And that is why they greenlit this movie. Because of the first 10 pages. The first 10 pages set up our three main characters. Captain Jack Sparrow, Elizabeth Swann, and Will Turner. They set them up. They don't only set them up, they show you exactly what you need to know. Personality traits. Their traits. Their ups and downs. Like Jack Sparrow. He's an unlucky person. But he's also lucky at the same time. His boat might be sinking, but then he gets on the dock and he finds a bag of gold or coins. Genius. He has a code. He has a pirate code. You see, he's coming in, he sees pirates hanging, and he immediately takes off his hat and, shows respect. We find out that the town or the people in the town hate pirates, obviously by the hanging, so we know that's going to be a conflict down the road. We meet Will Turner and Elizabeth Turner in the opening when they're kids. We know that's going to be a major thing. She finds him, she rescues him. He's a pirate. He does not know that when he becomes an adult. We find that out. We find out that he's a sword. He, makes swords. We know his background. We know he's in love with Elizabeth Turner. We know Elizabeth Turner has that medallion that she took off of Will when they were younger. That's going to play a part later on. Once again, in the opening, we see the ships all burned. We know there was a ship that came through. It wiped them all out, and they even mentioned the Black Pearl. We know that ship's going to come down the line and cause major issues, which it does. We see the conflict. We see conflicts. We see, once again, the conflict of the coin. Conflict of Turner not knowing he's a pirate. Conflict of the people of the town hating pirates. We see the love dynamic. Not only that, but we see Commodore Norrington. Obviously, an infatuation with Elizabeth Turner. Elizabeth Swann. Now, these are all the things, all in the first 10 to 15 minutes that development already introduced our main characters, introduced the main conflict with that coin, and with Will Turner not knowing he's a pirate, and how that's going to be affected. We understand that the town hates pirates, that's going to be a factor. And we know there's going to be a love dynamic here. All in the first 10 minutes. We know the characters, we already have an idea of what the plot's going to be about. We already know their personalities and what their interests are. And we know who the villain is going to be. Without even seeing the villain yet. Brilliant writing. But of course we get the music, the theme. The Pirates of the Caribbean theme. After this movie came out, that was like, everyone was listening to it. I still listen to it every once in a while. Just put it on. It's a great song. I mean, even when that music starts, you just have Jack Sparrow with his compass looking at it. And really bad eggs. String up me Johnny Yo-Ho. And that music just ramps up into the credits. And it's just like, you walk out of the theater pumped up. When you can walk out of a movie theater because of the music and you're pumped up, like, I want to see that again. I want to see that again. The action, there's going to be a lot of action in it. The barn, the fight scene between Will Turner and Jack Sparrow in the barn, the swashbuckling. Great scene. The raid in the city when the Black Pearl comes up in the town. Barbossa and his henchmen go raid the city. Hello, puppet. I mean, it's a great scene. The scene, the ship battle on the water in the middle of the movie. Great scene. The final climax, whether it's in the cave with Jack, Barbossa, Turner fighting swashbuckling, or them taking over the boats when they become skeletons and start raiding the boats. It's all great. The visuals are great in this movie. Even at the time, they worked for this movie. And they still hold up. You know, I remember seeing that first trailer when Barbossa turns to a skeleton. You best start believing in ghost stories, Mrs. Turner. You're in one. I mean, it's a great moment. Yeah, even at the time, I was like, oh, that's kind of scary. For a little kid and only in middle school? Yeah. This movie is hilarious. This movie is hilarious. Even just the scene of Jack Sparrow coming to shore and his boat slowly sinking as he gets to the dock and just easily walks right on the dock, like right on it. That's hilarious. I mean, there's so many great quotes that sea turtles make. Sea turtles. I mean, there'll be no living with her after this. Why is the rum gone? Thanks, Jack. You're welcome. Not you. We named the monkey Jack. This movie has a lot of great quotes. I mean, it's a fun movie. It's horrible. Also, you have like Zoe Saldana, who made her first feature film acting debut in this movie. If it wasn't for the Pirates of the Caribbean, there might be no Zoe Saldana, no Avatar, no Guardians, no Star Trek. The queen of sci-fi without pirates. This is a national treasure. Once you get into the acting, Johnny Depp, Captain Jack. I mean, come on. There's a reason why he was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actor. Come on. He owns the movie. But he's a supporting character. That's what makes it so genius. He is unbelievable. It's scary me that I watched this movie, and then I watched other Johnny Depp movies, and I'm like, it's almost like a Heath Ledger thing. You watch him as the Joker, and then you watch Heath Ledger in other roles, and you go, that's not the same actor. There's no way. That's kind of how I feel with Johnny Depp. Before he started playing more over-the-top characters in every other movie after Pirates, Alice in Wonderland, The Lone Ranger. But before that, when we just had Pirates, when you watch other Johnny Depp movies, you never saw that. You never saw Johnny Depp in the same guy who plays Jack Sparrow in those other roles. I mean, he's just great. The timing, his comedic moments, he just owns the movie. There's no doubt about it. This is a character that, yes, to a part, I want to see another Pirates of the Caribbean. And there's a part of me like, no, you don't need Johnny Depp. But then there's a part of me that's like, you do need Johnny Depp. Without Johnny Depp, there's no Pirates of the Caribbean. Orlando Bloom. I mean, he works in this movie. Keira Knightley. You know, she was pretty much an unknown. I think she had mended like Beckham the year before. But, I mean, as one of the main stars, she was great in the movie. She held her own next to Johnny Depp, next to Jeffrey Rush. And they also gave her stuff to do. She wasn't just a damsel in distress. And of course, more as the sequels came on, she really got a character really developed, really a strong character in Elizabeth Swann. Jeffrey Rush as Barbossa. Every moment he's on screen, he's stealing the scene. I mean, have an apple. Missy, the director, who was coming off of Mouse Hunt. Remember that movie? And The Ring. Good movie. And then he did this. And guess what? It feels like a Gore Verbinski movie. The look, the feel, the dark scenes, the darker moments, the production design, the look of the skeletons. And that's one thing, Gore Verbinski, even all three pirates that he did, they have a unique look, unlike the later pirate movies, where you can tell this is a Gore Verbinski film. So he knocked it out of the park. Script. Terry Russo and Ted Elliott, they wrote a great script. They were just coming off of based on a Disney ride. And they were smart to put little hints, little Easter eggs that are from the ride into the movie. But they don't overdo it. And they work. They work a lot. They work really well. So like I said, this is a great movie. This is a movie I love going back and watching every year, especially in the summer. I mean, you got the water, you got pirates, you got, swashbuckling, great action, great music, great characters, great acting, quotable. Why is the rum gone? But yeah, I bet every frat party had that moment when they ran out of alcohol. Why is the rum gone? Anyway, Matt the Matt here. Have you watched Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl recently? Well, like I said, today's the 20th anniversary. So this is the perfect time to sit down and watch Captain Jack Sparrow. Matt the Matt here. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.